I have a lot of people asking me, what should I use to sound deaden my vehicle? The mats or the sound deadening spray? And is it going to do as good of a job as the mats? Well, what I can tell you is if I were you, I would actually buy this and this. I would buy both, and I'll tell you exactly why in this video and where we'll apply it in this vehicle. The pros of these types of sprays are the ease of use. You just spray it. And also for hard to reach places. Something like a hood, all you would do is you remove the liner. You have to wash everything, all of the oil, to make sure that everything sticks. Whether it's the mat or the spray, it has to stick. If you spray it or apply it on an oily surface, it's not going to work. So make sure it's clean and completely dry. And the cons for sound deadening spray is the odor. It doesn't smell very good, so you should do it in a place where there's a lot of airflow. Another con is the coverage. Now, what I mean by that is this is a lot more expensive than this. However, a full box of sound deadening mats, you know exactly how much surface that you will cover because it's pretty simple. You measure what you have to cover, or you can go on websites and just state your car and it'll tell you exactly the amount to buy. However, in spray, $20, $25 a can, the surface area that it actually covers isn't going to be that much. And also, the other con is how it works. It doesn't work as well as a mat. If you spray 2, 3, 4, 5 coats, it's going to work better and better. However, it's going to cost you so much more money because you'll have to buy so many more cans. So the savings aren't as good as you might think between a can and a mat. Now, the reason that I said that you should buy both of these types of sound deadening materials is because this type of mat, as you can see when I was doing the trunk of my car, you can't really get it completely everywhere. So that's where the spray comes in, where you can't apply the mats or all those little spots where it's still open. You use a spray. You use multiple coats because you're not spraying it everywhere. Another place that the spray works quite well is inside the wheel well, because the mats aren't really going to stick inside the wheel well, and also the moisture that it might create because of the water might not be good for the longevity in your wheel well. You can, however, use this type of mats on the wheel well cover. Now, the wheel well cover, if you take it out, you will notice that some vehicles do have sound deadening materials on it already to absorb some of the vibrations and the road noise. Now, what you can do is you can apply more of this stuff on the wheel well cover and then reattach it. I did a test on my car and I did all 4 wheels, and the difference was between 2 and 3 decibels. Now, it doesn't sound like much, and it did take some time because you have to take the wheel well cover off, you have to clean it, you have to dry it, and then you have to add the sound deadening material on it. But if you don't mind getting your elbows a little bit greasy, that's one thing that you can do. If you find it too intimidating to get all the seats out to do the actual floor, because really where you'll find the most benefit on sound deadening a vehicle is the floors and the doors. And the floors and the doors, unfortunately, is the parts of the vehicle that will require more work. You have to remove the seats, you have to remove the carpeting, and in the doors, you have to remove the door panels, which can be tricky for some people. And if your car was undercoated prior and sprayed inside the door panels, then it will be quite difficult to add some sound deadening material inside the door. I know where I'm from, with the salt on the road in the winter, we do undercoatings under the vehicle and also inside the doors, and it keeps it from rusting, but wouldn't make sound deadening material stick to it quite well. However, if you add sound deadening material on the floor of the vehicle and in the door, and where you can't reach, you add some sound deadening spray, that is where you'll see the most benefits, using them both in conjunction. Now, I'll have links in the description below of everything I talk about in this video. This video is not sponsored by Boom Mat, not sponsored by anyone. It's just the ones that I use. If you don't want to remove the seats and the door panels, you kind of just want the most sound deadening for your vehicle without doing all that, then what you can do is you can sound deaden the hood, because the engine noise will be absorbed by the sound deadening material. Now you have to make sure to buy sound deadening material that is resistant to heat. For that, you should use sound deadening mats. You don't need any spray underneath your hood. And with that sound deadening material, you'll see a not significant, but a little bit of noise reduction from the engine. Now, if the engine is from a truck and it makes a lot of noise, you'll hear a lot more reduction. However, if you're driving a vehicle that's already quiet, then what you really want to focus on is road noise and not engine noise, because this will just be a waste of time. Another waste of time is going to be your trunk. Now, all you'll be adding in your trunk is weight. That's all you'll be adding. And that is a con that some people say about the sound deadening mats. It's weight. And it is quite heavy if you cover the entire vehicle, and it will affect the gas mileage, but not by much. The spray, it won't really affect anything because it's not that heavy. There's not that much density, and that's why it doesn't really work that well. It will, however, cover the surfaces that you can't reach with the mat. So that's one thing that you can do to use the spray in your favor. Now, the reason why I say that the trunk, it didn't really work is if you're not sound deadening because of the audio. If you have an audio system in your vehicle and it rattles, the bass just rattles, then adding some sound deadening material in the trunk, yes, that could work. However, for actual road noise, it's not going to do too much unless you have a van or an SUV or a station wagon where it's all open. Then the trunk will be just as good for sound deadening as the floor and the doors, because your fifth door, there's a lot of road noise coming through there. So that's one place that you can use the sound deadening material. But as I said, a lot of people were asking me, should I buy some sound deadening spray? And well, the easy answer for me is no, because you will be disappointed compared to sound deadening mats. However, as I said, you should buy the sound deadening spray in conjunction with the mats to reach the area that you cannot reach. But to do the entire vehicle with spray, or to do just the wheel well with the spray, it's not going to satisfy you that much unless you have a lot of rattles. If you have a lot of rattles, then adding the spray where it rattles, if you can eliminate that, then the spray is the way to go. And also for audio, the spray can be the way to go also because of the rattles that it can create with the bass. And the spray, if everything sticks together, then it will not rattle as much. So that's another place that you can use the sound deadening spray compared to the sound deadening mat. So hopefully that will give you a little bit more insight into what you should do. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below and I'll make sure to answer you. And video right there to see just how much noise reduction adding the sound deadening mats into the wheel well actually had on my car. Like I said, it wasn't that much, but there is a noticeable difference and it's worth for you to go check out. But don't check out, just go watch it. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, assuming you've subscribed.